Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker Podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm generous.
What's up, generous?
Not much.
I need to get you a shirt that says that, don't I?
I definitely need a shirt that says generous.
Yeah.
Generous. Slap me or give me five.
It's her gangster name. In case she becomes a rapper, that's generous.
I'm an OG.
We're at Bullhucker Studio here at the Brush Emporium, 210 Clayton Street. Once again.
Always beautiful to be here. This is such a great place.
And we have a guest today, Jen. Another Akronite, man.
I know it. Akron is bringing down the house.
Akronites. Jimmy Gebauer, how are you?
All right. How did you guys do?
Not too bad, my friend. Jimmy, I'm actually excited to have you here for the reason is I got an email one day from a guy named Wesley who said, you need to hunt down Jimmy Gebauer. He would be amazing on the podcast. So somebody named Wesley ratted you out, man.
Yep, I know who he is.
Wesley, what's his last name?
Lewis.
What's up, Wesley Lewis? Well, you got your wish, buddy. So you got...
A.K.A. Short Bus.
Hey, Short Bus.
Does he know they call him Short Bus?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, good, because he knows now.
He's a high school kid that helps work at the store with us.
Okay.
Yeah, after school and stuff. And so he's pretty much, the rookie of the CarQuest there.
Oh, so he's still a high schooler.
Yeah. Yep. So he told me he was going to throw me under the bus here and have me come up. And I was like, all right, yeah.
Under the short bus.
Yeah. So I told him we were going to bring up his nickname.
Short Bus. Is that just so it's a harassing thing for the young kid at work? That's how you're supposed to do it. That's good. Well, what's up, Short Bus? Nice to meet you, buddy. Jimmy, how are you, man?
Good.
You work with last week, Jared Jefferson. You work with him.
Yep.
That's how.
Yep. We've known each other ever since we grew up. We grew up together.
Yeah.
Our parents went to high school together. We went to high school together.
Really?
We got pictures from story hour and preschool of us in the same class all the way we graduated in the same class.
Oh, that's very cool, man.
And then we both went to Kansas after school.
Yeah.
To college, and I went to Colby and he went to Hayes.
Oh, wow.
So, but we stayed in touch, and I was curious on a few of his Hayes stories if I was involved in any of them or not. But he left a few of those out. So.
Yeah, so he told me. The honorable councilman decided to leave some of those stories out. Good for him. So that's awesome.
Only incriminate non-locals.
Yeah. This happens. Before we go any further I want to say, welcome to the Bullhucker Podcast. If you're new to the podcast, what we do, we bring on a guest. Today we have Jimmy Gebauer. Jimmy's going to tell us 3 stories about his life. Now here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories are true. One's either borrowed, made up, or partway made up. At the end of the podcast, Generous and I are going to try and guess which one of these is not the true story. I actually caught Jared last week, but not for the reason I thought I caught Jared last week.
Right. You pulled a great little surprise, and it was awesome.
Yeah, he kind of went. It was a little tough too because I changed my mind a few times during that podcast. So.
I did too. It was very tough.
Yeah. So, but we have another Akron person, so we're going to see. And so far, everybody from Akron has done really well in this podcast. So, Akron's got great storytellers, man. Because you said you watched part of Corby's, right?
Yeah.
Corby Neatley, son of a bitch. Did you guess Corby's okay?
No, I didn't.
You got it wrong.
Yep.
Refresh my memory. What was Corby's stories?
Oh.
There was the one where he had the drug and his buddy got busted on the plane, and then I can't remember now. He had a great.
I don't know if I heard his. I'll have to go back and look for it.
Yeah, Corby's a great dude, man. I like Corby a lot. So, all right. Well, you ready to tell some stories, my man?
Oh yeah.
All right, Jimmy. You want to name them off for us, Jen?
You betcha. Here we go. The 3 titles are Broncos or is it Bronx and beers?
Yep.
Not Broncos. Bronx and beers. Fishing for Coyotes is the second one. And Mario Kart Walmart.
I love great titles, man.
I know.
I love great titles. You're a rodeo guy too, correct?
Oh yeah.
That's what they told me.
Oh,
Rodeoed
exciting.
for a long time.
What was your favorite?
I rode bulls in college.
Really?
And then in Oklahoma, and then got into riding saddle broncs, and started.
What's a sour?
Saddle bronc.
Oh, a saddle bronc.
Yep, and then come back up here and rode horses my whole life.
Right.
My uncle trained a bunch of horses. Buddy that's in that I went to school with. We rode broncs together. Traveled all over the country.
I don't know what a saddle bronc is. Is that different?
Yeah, bucking horse. Yeah.
Oh, it's a horse.
Yeah, well,
it's not a bull.
Yeah, what you see in the rodeos.
Okay.
When they're riding the horses. Yeah.
Okay.
And then they started doing a deal for like the ranch rodeos for people that aren't in the actual rodeo theme, you know, like the guys out here that just ranch for a living, you know, they have like a ranch rodeo where you rope the cow and,
Right.
you know, or you got to tie one down and load one in the trailer. Then they started with a ranch bronc riding where you ride in your normal saddle that you ride every day on the ranch, you know, has a few different rules and stuff like that. And we started riding ranch broncs when I was in high school and kept it going through college era. And then I took my buddy to his first bronc riding. He's a few years older than me. Took him to the first bronc riding. He won it. He was hooked.
Yeah.
And he's won the world a couple times in the ranch bronc.
Wow.
Really?
So
And-
which one is more tough to be on? A bull, a saddle bronc, or a ranch bronc?
It depends. Saddle broncs, everything's got to be timing. Timing is so much in saddle
Right.
bronc. Bulls, they're just, they're so powerful.
You got to have balls of steel. I
Yeah.
think bull riders have balls of steel.
I did pretty good riding bulls in college. Made a lot of money doing it. Quit riding bulls when I had my first daughter.
Really?
Kept riding broncs. They were a lot safer.
Right.
You know, I had more control being in a saddle. I could get out when I wanted to, and I was more comfortable. And I went to finals quite a few times, 3 or 4 times, riding ranch broncs. And
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
awesome. Any major injuries?
yeah, I was actually sitting number 1 in the world, and won the big show at Miles City, which put me more points ahead of anybody close.
Really?
Yeah, I was way ahead of my buddy that was sitting second. Went to get off on the pickup man after I just won the short go at Miles City, and the pickup horse jumped away from me when I was trying to get on him, and ended up got back in the middle of my saddle, but I didn't have my hack rein. And he come around, running around. The guys were trying to get close enough for me to get off of the bucking
Right.
horse, and he stepped on that hack rein and did a somersault. I bailed right before it happened. I landed on my elbow and shattered my arm.
Oh, shit.
So that was last bucking horse I'd been on,
Yeah.
competitively. And I made it to finals, still qualified and won 4th in the world.
With a
Really?
shattered elbow.
And I didn't get on another horse after June. So all summer long I didn't ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, and still had enough points won. I won 4th in the world.
That's amazing,
And
dude. In the world.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the Western States Ranch Rodeo Association, there's 14 Western states that compete.
Wow, I had no idea.
So we went down there, and it was starting to get big enough that they had a judges clinic. I had a broken arm strapped to my side for about 9 months,
Yeah.
and I took the judges clinic and became one of the first certified judges for the Western States Ranch Rodeo Association.
That was awesome.
So
man.
I've been judging the rodeo since 2014.
So that's what you still do.
Yep. I still get to see all my rodeo buddies that are still rodeoing.
That's cool.
Rodeo family.
That's
cool.
really cool.
And I just went down to Winnemucca, Nevada, first part of November this year and judged the finals.
Yeah.
My first year, I got invited to go judge the finals.
Winnemucca.
That's awesome. I hate to be the stick in the mud, though, Jimmy, but when you get older, that arm's going to kill
Oh, yeah.
you. It's
Yeah.
going to be so bad, dude.
And that's not your only job. You are also quite a local hero, I hear, up in Akron.
Oh yeah. We actually spent about 10, 12 hours at a fire call last night.
Yeah.
The house fire out in the middle of BFE. Had
Yeah.
to travel 20 miles to come back and get water.
And
So-
for people who don't live around here that listen to the Bullhucker, we don't have paid firemen here.
No.
These men are all volunteer basis and go out there and risk their lives every day to make sure that we're safe.
Yep.
And I have a deep respect for that.
Yep. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
That is. How long have you done the fire thing for?
6 years.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow. Yeah, God bless you, man. That's awesome. Yeah.
Have you ever burned off your mustache and beard?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Yikes, huh?
Yeah, and it was just a freak deal. I'd been in and out that doorway where it was hot out, and I took my mask off, my breathing mask, and I took it off and walked back through there one time and just singed the whole one side off.
And it doesn't
sure.
have to be flame. It can just
Yeah,
be the
it's
heat,
just the heat.
the sheer heat.
Yep, I didn't have eyebrow or anything on this side, so it brought back memories of passing out somewhere at college and somebody shaving your eyebrows.
Well, if you listen to Jared's
Drawing
episode,
a dick on your face.
yeah, we can do that all
Good
day.
times.
All right, let's get some stories going. Jennifer, why don't you pick one out for
Well,
us?
I'm so fascinated by your riding bulls. I want to hear Bronx and beers right
All
off the
right,
bat.
Bronx and beers.
Yes.
All right. Well, I went to school at Goodwell, Oklahoma, at Panhandle University, and the little bitty town, Goodwell. When I was there, when they opened up the dorms for move-in day, it tripled the population of the town.
So it's strictly a college
Yeah, just
town.
a college. Little bit. All it had was, at that point in time, it had a little bitty bank and one gas station.
What?
And which kind of also had, a bunch of groceries in it, a little bitty
of course.
convenience corner gas station. That was all that was in there, but Guyman, Oklahoma was about 10 miles away.
And this is all in the Panhandle.
Yep.
Okay.
Guyman was 10 miles away. It was probably the size of Fort Morgan or Sterling,
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the big city compared to where you were.
Yeah, I was on the rodeo team down there, so more cowboy-oriented
Yeah.
place down there, and the Bob's was the bar that we always attended, and they always had drink specials, and quite a few of our friends, were bartending.
Yeah.
They'd have a few concerts but it was right on the edge of town. We all lived kind of in between Goodwell and Guyman. All had a trailer house with a couple acres. Each little lot had a couple acres, so you could have horses there.
Cool.
Wow, that's
And so
cool.
everybody had a couple horses, and we lived about halfway in between Goodwell and Guyman. And it was a straight shot. Other than you had to drive around to drive down that road, you had to drive around the golf course.
Mm-hmm.
to get back out of town from Bob's, the bar. So it got to where every time we'd go to the bar, and the cops always messing with college kids, and it got to be more so every single time we'd leave the bar, we'd get pulled over, and they were pulling over everybody that was leaving the bar.
Sure.
And so we got pretty hard to find sober drivers, especially in that crowd that we had.
This is pre-Uber.
So Buster was one of my good buddies. He had a big trailer, always had a handful of horses, super quiet guy. I went to school with him for 4 years, and he probably didn't say 100 words to me.
Wow.
Until you got a few beers in him.
What was his name?
Buster.
What's up, Buster? All right.
And so he'd always tell us, "Oh, hey, you going to the bar tonight?" Yep. So it got to be every Wednesday night we'd go to Bob's. They had a pretty good drink special every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We had to head to Bob's. And, well, after they quit pulling us over, they kept pulling us over, we decided, well, we're all cowboys. So
Oh, no.
we all had a hitching rail out front. So we'd load up. If you were going to the bar, you'd have a horse tied up out in front of your yard. Buster'd swing by with his trailer, pick up horses
Right.
and go. Well, you go, drink. Usually somebody says last call at the bar, everybody rushes to the bar and go gets one last beer,
Yeah.
Well, whenever said last call, everybody'd beeline it to the trailer, because we had a rule: first one of the trailer got to pick what horse they got to ride home.
So,
And-
you cannot get in trouble for being inebriated on a horse. Or less likely to be
we
pulled
never
over, I
got
guess.
pulled over,
Right.
not from a lack of them trying.
Like they'd come up on their stagecoach.
Well,
Pull over.
the one thing is you had to drive around an 18-hole golf course to get out into the country.
Whereas your
to get,
horse
and
can
they had
beeline.
the cables that stood about 2 foot off the ground, so you couldn't drive a car or any
Right.
vehicle
Right.
across the golf course. A horse can walk right over top of them and go across 18 holes, and
Yeah.
you're out in the middle of a cornfield and they can't find you.
no time flat.
So, yeah, we did that. Then it got to be, it was just a couple of us, a few times ride back and
Yeah.
have saddlebags full of beer and have a good old time coming back home.
Yeah.
Well, then we got to have some more guys and some new guys that didn't ride very well and this and that. And so to make it a little more entertaining on the way home, we'd throw a couple of young horses in there that weren't totally broke or, that might blow up. And so then you get going through there. You're riding home. Well, everything's fine and dandy until you hear click, click, boom. Well, I had a 357 I carried in my saddlebags.
So you spooked the horses.
Yeah, you're riding through there. Well, I made sure I was on a horse that was gun broke that night. Touch the shell off and boom. Next thing you know, well, it's pitch black. Only a couple of us had a headlamp or something. And I mean, you got 12 horses blowing up and bucking and you don't know which way they're going and this and that. Well, we did this more than once.
Right.
And we figured out that I lived on the corner, and that's kind of where all the horses migrated to. So I just left my pen open that had hay and water in it.
Yeah.
We'd trot home after our little fiasco, jump in a pickup, drive back down and pick up whoever got bucked off, and then we'd go catch horses in the morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, that got to be a weekly occurrence.
And the cops never stepped in at all.
Well, they thanked us for not driving home, but they told us try not to drive or ride across the golf course anymore because the people that own the golf course are getting mad.
That's a whole lot of divots right there.
Yeah. Horse prints going across the green, so they didn't like that very much.
And at the end of the day, you can tell the cop, I'm shit-faced, but the horse is sober as hell. So.
That's right. That's my Uber.
That's right, yeah. You would give the horse to do my sobriety test, officer.
Take your reins off and say, he's steering.
He goes this way, and backwards.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Oh my gosh, how fun. Well, and I love the idea of giving the more unexperienced, unbroke horse, because they're straight up wild. And breaking horses, I'm sure you've had to break a few. Yep. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So you put a youngster or an inexperienced person on one of the, I'm sure that's pure entertainment.
Oh yeah. Who's drunk? Who's been drinking the whole time, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd be the first one laying on the 18th hole.
I've never been on a horse because the horse he sees me, he's like, fuck that, Shit. I'll ride you.
I'll ride you home.
So that's an amazing story. I love that. How many horses are we talking? How many people on horses?
Oh, I think his trailer would hold 10 or 12.
Oh wow.
So
and how many people in the college around?
What's that?
How many people in the college around?
Oh, it was a 4-year school. I'd say probably did a little bit bigger than NJC.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know how many go there, but I'm estimating maybe 2,000.
Yeah.
2,500.
That's a lot of people drinking at a little bar.
You bet it is. Bob's must have done a bang-up business.
Oh, I bet they're just killing it, man.
And then everybody jumps on their horses and races home. I think that sounds like a blast.
There's a guy I grew up with. I haven't seen him in a while. He's got a little bike, and he's got a little motor on his bike, like a bicycle with a motor. Hilarious, because I work at early in the morning. I'm 3:30 in the morning. I'm heading to work. And I pull up to 7-Eleven, and here he comes. I can tell he's hammered on this bike. And the cop comes by, so he throws the motor off and starts pedaling like a motherfucker. As soon as the cop passes, he throws that motor back on.
That is too funny.
Yeah, well, 25 DUIs later, you learn lessons in life.
That's right.
You learn lessons. So what do you think about that one, Jen?
Well, I just thought that was thoroughly entertaining. It makes me want to go ride a horse, even though I don't know how. I mean, I do, but I'm terrified of them.
Yeah.
They're big animals.
They crippled Superman. I mean, come on, that's tough. That's
I have a video of a paint horse bucking Owen off when he was about 2 years old.
A what?
A big paint horse. My parents had the world champion paint horse and used to sell his semen.
Really?
So they have this giant paint horse. His name was Classic Kino. And I put Owen on there when he was just a toddler, 16 months, 2 years old. And I'm videotaping it, and I'm super proud. And he's got this big, giant 10-gallon hat on, and pretty soon that horse bucks. And my son goes flying off like 20 feet back. And all you see is me. You hear me scream. That camera hits the ground.
Yeah.
And the video is over.
Mother of the Year video.
Yes.
All right. We got 2 more stories. Fishing for coyotes and Mario Kart Walmart. Well, you know what? There's always one I want to hear most, so we'll save it for last. Let's listen to Fishing for Coyotes.
Yeah, when we were in high school, we did a lot of hunting. And then we had quite a few people that, especially during calving season, would pretty much pay us to shoot coyotes. You know,
Right.
they would pay us for each coyote that we shot.
Nice.
You know, like it's on their property and this and that. Had an old guy live south of town. Wasn't real motivated. So we'd go out and hunt there. Well, he told us that he'd pay us to shoot coyotes. We're like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
So we went and did that, and we checked some cows on the way, and we shot a lot of coyotes, and they were worth some money. So we were selling them,
Right.
selling the hides, and got into skinning coyotes and doing all that. Well, my buddy says, "Oh, I want to go. I want to go with you." I was like, "All right. Well, I've hunted with him a lot. His dad actually has a, you know, or used to buy and sell guns,
Right.
and have a gun store. And so we're like, yeah, you can go with me. We'll take my pickup. All right." So we go out. We're gonna go try to find a coyote to shoot. And going through there, and we get through there, and he's like, "Oh man, I didn't bring my rifle." It's like, we're going hunting. What? How'd you forget your rifle? It's like, all right. So I had a shotgun in the pickup that we usually tried to get some pheasants too.
Yeah.
And so we're like, all right. Well, it had snowed that night, and the whole bed of my pickup's full of snow. Well, I left my shotgun shells in the back seat, or in the back of the pickup.
Oh.
So we're driving through there, and we finally find a coyote. When we get after this coyote, and instead of stopping and shooting him with a rifle or trying to call him in since he forgot his rifle, we had to chase him down and try to shoot him with the out the window of the pickup. So we were after. Well, we stopped and grabbed the shotgun shells and put him in the gun. Went off after this. He pulled the trigger. Nothing. Click. Pulls the trigger. Click. Well, them shells got wet from being out in the snow all night long. And click. Like, he probably shot 10, 12 times and
Nothing.
Yeah, not one of them would go
Not
off.
one discharge.
I was like, all right. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? We tried to run him over. We couldn't do that. Didn't do that. We tried. Well, and I was like, hey, well, I like to shoot carp with bow.
Yeah.
And so I had a crossbow actually behind the seat that I just rigged up with a reel on it and everything, so I could shoot fish.
Did you go out there to the west side of Pruitt to do it?
My dad lives at Pruitt.
Nice.
So-
I've done that before.
so, yeah.
It's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So we so I had that. I was like, oh. So we folded the seat up and got it. He stops. He knocks an arrow, or, cocks it, slides that in there, and I says, oh, make sure you push that button before you shoot. Well, it was the reel, this to cast out.
Right.
I had a reel bolted to the front end of that crossbow. Well, we get around, we get caught back up this coyote. He shoots and misses. Well, it's a good thing we had the reel, because every time he missed, he'd have to reel the arrow back in so he could recock the crossbow. And so we finally get him lined out, and I get it turned perfect, and coyotes start to slow down. And so John, he gets ready, and he leans out there, and he shoots this coyote, makes a good shot on the coyote with the crossbow.
Yeah.
And the coyote banks off and starts turning back to the right. And so I'm trying to stay with the coyote turning to the right also.
You're in the truck still.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets a bright idea to turn that crank. Well, he turns that crank, and it shuts the drag off.
Oh no.
And had a 250-pound test line on that deep sea fishing reel. I'm not getting turned. That coyote's going that way. Pickup's going that way. When everything comes tight, John goes out the window.
Because he's holding on to the crossbow.
Yep. So
Oh my gosh.
He starts reeling into this coyote, and I turn back around and come back toward him, and he's reeling this coyote in. When that coyote sees John's not in the pickup no more, that coyote's pissed off. And he's reeling, and then all of a sudden he's pushing the button, trying to pull line back out, wanting the coyote to run away, and the coyote is pissed and comes toward him, and then I pull the pickup in between them. Well, he placed a good shot on the coyote, and he expired.
Where'd you hit it?
Right through the rib cage. Well,
Okay.
It had the fishing arrow on there, so it had the barbs on the end of the wire barbs on the end, so the arrow wouldn't come back out.
Right.
So
you're
he
not
was
getting
attached to a coyote with a reel, and he didn't know what to think.
How big was this guy flying out the window? I have to ask.
Oh,
Was he a
probably,
big boy, like fit in the window, or was he a tiny little thing that just
about
went out?
120 pounds.
Oh my god! So the coyote could potentially almost weigh as much as him.
How old was he?
We were in high school, senior in high school.
Has he become a better hunter since then?
Yeah, I think so.
He remembers to bring his rifles?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He just pissed a coyote off. That's hilarious.
Well, and have you ever seen one of these crossbows where
No,
you slam them into the carp and the... Yeah, I know
No.
exactly what you're talking about.
Really?
You should go try it sometime. It's so much fun.
Really?
Yeah. Catfish out at the dike and the dam at Jackson when it's low. But Pruitt, that west side of Pruitt, they have all these channels that go into the lake.
Yeah.
And the water's so shallow, you can just walk up and wait for them and get them. Yank them out of the water.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I don't ever seen that in my life.
And they're big and they're fighters and it's fun.
So did the farmer watch you guys doing this?
What's that?
Did the farmer watch
Nope.
you guys?
Nope. Thank God nobody was around because it probably wasn't too legal on what we were doing, chasing them with the pickup. But
If someone had it on video, they could put like the Benny Hill music over the top as you
Yep.
drive this fucking field, right? That's fucking fantastic.
My brother
man.
was a huge hunter, and I'll never forget. We were often just driving off the road, or go on the way to school. He'd take off into the fields and come back with a bloody fox.
Yeah.
Just throw it in the back, and we go to school. You're like, blood spatter across your face. He was nuts, but it was his life. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
right
Yeah.
until the day he passed away. He was
Yeah.
a avid hunter.
doesn't matter what you're doing in our family, in ranch, and doesn't matter what you're doing. If you see a coyote,
You kill it.
you're turning into coyote hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can be feeding cows, and you see a coyote, now you're coyote hunting.
Well, they'll decimate your livestock slowly but surely.
There's contests out there, right? They have like tournaments, don't
Yeah.
they? Because Joel, the guy who worked at the Budweiser, him and Bobby Guzman used to always go coyote hunting, like these huge tournaments,
And-
right?
Yep,
Like,
calling contests. Yep.
And prairie
Yeah.
dog, right? Prairie dog shoots or prairie dog hunts. I heard
yeah.
it's a big thing.
yeah, those things are horrible too. So
Yeah.
Brett McRae, what's up, Brett? Has like a high-powered rifle. He hunts them with. He just sits there and just starts picking them off. I mean, he loves it. It's like because he lives outside of. Well, he doesn't live there. He lives in Ray, but his family has land up by Pete's.
Yep.
And I guess there's a shitload of them out there, man. So, because when he came on the podcast, he was telling us about his dad had cyanide, like this big bucket of cyanide to kill these damn things way back when. Dad had passed away, so the mom had taken the cyanide to the local authorities. Like, I don't know what to do with this, and they could not believe that she had this much cyanide. Like nowadays, they'd have turned her into Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, like she's like a bucket of this shit.
You should be doing federal time.
Yeah, and they're like, well, man, we'll just take this off your hands because what the fuck are you doing with this? So that's crazy, man.
Wow.
You see this guy still?
Yeah.
Do you give him shit about that all the time?
Oh yeah. we always bring up that story.
Ask him if he's
hilarious.
ready for some fishing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just adore that story.
I love it. That's a great story.
It
man.
is. And it sounds so much fun. Like, you should take me sometime.
That's great growing up stories though with your buddies. So you mean, because it could have potentially went bad, right?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it could have went real bad, real fast.
Yep.
You know, to where you're like, yeah, I had a buddy who died once because you
Right.
know, boom, 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 right? So
I just think of a little 120-year-old dude just going, whoopsh. Just like a handkerchief snot out the window
What was
in the
his
wind.
What was his first name?
John.
John. What's up, John? So, does John like that story?
Yeah.
Does he know you're telling it?
No.
He will soon.
Yep,
So,
he will
John. All right. We got two down. Bronx and Beers fishing for coyotes. We have one more. Mario Kart Walmart.
No, this is another Kansas college story. So, Colby, Kansas, not real super big town.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of stuff to do for a couple of freshmen, first time being away from home, and you know, we big thing to do, either go bowling or go walk through Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, it was league bowling that night, so we decided we were just gonna go walk through Walmart. And so we did that. And then met up with some guys. Went to the party, and then came back to Walmart. Well, I wondered why Jeff wanted to come back to Walmart.
Right.
Well, when they were over there, I was at the sporting goods looking at, the hunting stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he was over there by the bikes and stuff. Well, they had go-karts there. on display. Well, they didn't have any oil in them.
Are you talking about like the little kids?
No, like the regular,
A
like
real
the one that,
go-kart.
a college kid could ride.
Okay.
And so a couple of them were a 2-seater. And so, but they didn't have any oil in them or any gas in them. So, they were just, sitting there on the showroom floor,
Yeah.
and display models. Well, you can buy oil at Walmart. And that was back when all the Walmarts used to have a gas station right out front.
Oh, sure.
So we bought a gas can when we came back after a few beers. We bought a gas can, went out, filled it up, came back in and told the greeter we need to go to customer service because his gas can leaked. So we walked toward customer service, cut down the aisles.
What time is this?
You
This is
disappeared
about
into the store.
10, 11 o'clock at night. We carried this 2.5-gallon gas can across back to the back. Well, I got the gas can. I'm filling up with gas. Jeff goes and grabs the oil off the shelf. Fill it full of oil. Get it fired up. Took a couple starts, a couple tries. We got it fired up. Got the other one fired up. And away we go. We started driving through. You know how hard it is to steer a go-kart on that tile floor.
You do.
No. Yeah, I was going to say, I've never driven one indoors.
We had this all planned out. We were just going to go race through there. And,
Right.
we'd been in that Walmart enough. We knew our way around. We were going to go, and we kind of had it set up to make laps and see how many times, how fast we could go all the way around the store. Well, we figured out how slick that tile was. And then it got to be more so it wasn't a Mario Kart race. It was a demo derby more so because we were running into everything, hitting clothes racks. The best thing, we come back around there, and then they got after us. They were...
Oh, you think?
Yeah. We were at the back end of the store, and they got after us. And we come around the corner, and I slid into a coat rack, and I got stuck. The coat rack fell down. I couldn't move. I bailed out of my go-kart and crawled underneath the coat rack and then walked off like I wasn't doing nothing. And coming back around, I'm slowly, nonchalantly making my way to the door, looking over my shoulder.
Right.
And all I see, I can hear him, but I can't see him. Here comes Jeff around the corner, and then he hits that big old tower full of all them bouncy balls.
Oh,
He
shit.
tips that deal over. Bouncy balls start bouncing all over, and he's running through there, bouncing all that. Well, he almost gets stuck, so he decides he's going to make a run for it. He comes through there, and he heads out like he's going to drive out of there.
He's driving out.
He's driving out in the go-kart. He's getting the hell out of here. I'm outside already, and all I see is here he comes, and the door shuts. And he hits that door, breaks him open.
Oh, shit.
And he promptly got out of there. He had glass stuck in his arm.
Was it sliding doors or was it just
there was the sliding doors. He hits it, and one of them broke open. He bails out and hauls ass.
Oh.
We swing by in the pickup. He jumps in the bed of the pickup, and we leave.
What year is this around?
04,
Okay.
03.
All right.
So this is a crime you got away with.
Yep.
There's somebody right now at that Walmart being boss.
Well,
We got this son of a bitch.
didn't think anything of it when we lived together, had a house together. Me and Jeff and a couple more roommates. We had our grocery list, and every week one person would go buy the groceries. Well,
From that Walmart.
from that Walmart.
Okay.
And a couple weeks after we did that, it was Jeff's turn to go buy the groceries, and he goes, "Hey man, I gotta work. Here's the money. Will you go buy groceries for me?" I guess he'd went in there to go get a can of chew about 2 weeks after they did that, and they had his picture from the security camera posted up there that he was no longer allowed to be there at
Have
Walmart.
you seen this man?
You got
Yeah.
booted out of the
So-
local Walmart.
Yep. So he never darkened the door of Walmart in Colby, Kansas ever again, from what I know.
You got 86 from a Walmart. That's fucking horrible, man.
It's got to take an absolute feat of chaos to get 86 from Walmart.
I guarantee there's a safety video that every Walmart employee watches, and it's got your buddy doing the Tokyo drift around Walmart, running into shit, some old lady just kicking ass, man. Like, so what we do is we make sure they don't bring gasoline, no matter what they do. If it's leaking, they leave the gasoline outside. You understand? Who would do that?
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. And yeah, be sure not to have go-karts display models. See, I was truly thinking you were talking about those little kid like pink Cadillacs and the little John Deere, the little plastic.
Yeah.
I could just totally see some grown-ass man cruising around Walmart in those.
When I worked at the dryer here in the DFA dryer, there's no fencing around it. It's pretty open, right? So it was summer. We had all the doors open. All the drivers just left to go pick up their next load. And these kids in a four-wheeler came running through our bays, just out fucking around. You know what I mean? Going through it. Well, first I saw the scale went off. And so I go, what's going on with the scale? And you see these kids just running up and through. They're like, here we go, man. So they start running through the bays. So it's called a CIP line. This is how they sanitize trucks, right? And there's a water flush. It's like a fire hose, and this thing water flushes, man. So we were waiting for them shits. Jeff was sitting there with that thing. We turned it on their ass, but we didn't quite get them. I mean, they were moving, they were hauling, man. But yeah, it was bad.
Almost like a fire hose, because it's powerful enough to blast that milk out of an enclosed truck.
Well, no,
Am I wrong?
Well, it's got to have enough pressure to get to the whole back of the tanker, right? And it goes through a stinger, and it's a long story, but it'll knock your ass over unless you're my size. You know what I mean? Like Ben Hamilton is a little guy, and the first time he turned it on, I laughed my ass off because he's trying to hold it, man. It was like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. This fucker was spraying it everywhere, like he was trying to ride the damn thing. But yeah, just kids out having a good time. But I mean, you're at work, so you're the stick in the mud. Like, hey, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. Were you guys drinking at this time?
The Walmart incident?
Yeah,
heavily.
Yeah, he said they had gone to Walmart and then they went to a party. And then they went back to Walmart.
Right.
Got some liquid courage and decided to go through with our plan that we had.
Because it's the only thing open 24 hours after a certain time out there.
I guarantee that's why they don't open 24 hours anymore. Well, after COVID, they shut down. So that was their excuse not to do it anymore.
I miss Walmart being open 24 hours.
When I worked nights, I enjoyed it.
The most unique people are there in the middle of the night.
Oh, bud. I used to have to go there at 3 in the morning to stock Pepsi when I worked for them. And I saw tweakers and all kinds of shit just run out the door with shit. I mean, it was, the employees, what a nightmare for those people, and they didn't try and chase them. It's like, go, dude. Go. I hope you get $20 for that shit, get the fuck out of here. So, yeah, wild.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. To get to the laptop computers that are locked up, there's nothing but like corkboard behind there, right? The glass is locked up, so they would go underneath the other side of the aisle and tunnel their way to the laptops and stuff. Yeah. Jeff, my buddy, was a manager there, and he's like, "Look at this shit! It's like the Shawshank Redemption, digging their way in." It was
digging their way in.
Fucking crackheads, bud.
Into the prison that is Walmart.
If there ever is a civil war, some kind of nuclear fallout, crackheads will rule the world. They will survive. They don't mess around.
They will hunker down like cockroaches and just make it forever.
That's awesome, man. You still talk to that dude?
Oh yeah,
all the time.
So that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I guarantee I guarantee there's a safety video that's got your buddy all over it.
That says that has the big no sign.
Oh yeah. Oh,
don't do this.
Oh, I guarantee kids have been doing that shit forever in Walmarts. When we get done at the bar in Fort Morgan, when this Walmart first opened, I would cruise over there and duck in there and walk around for an hour to kind of get it together before I drove to Brush, so.
I used to go do my grocery shopping in the middle of the night there just because it's so very interesting.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
And now it's interesting all day long because everybody still wears their pajamas. COVID is over. Put jeans on.
Oh, I know. They wear the good SpongeBob pants, so it's fine. These ones don't have the holes in them. I'm fancy. I'm going to Walmart, so fucking Walmart.
Ones without holes.
Do you ever watch the people at Walmart videos online? Oh my god. People wearing like trash bags with the duct tape for a belt and
so weird. But and the big women with flesh colored leggings Stop it.
You hate those. You genuinely hate those.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear flesh-colored leggings to save my life.
I like when the big like cross dressers are on there, man. I mean, like it's like you're not even trying at this point, okay? Yeah. It's like it's you can't make this pretty. You know what I mean? You just can't do it. So at least shave. At least shave,
right? You can't make this pretty.
Yeah, that's a nice flowery dress and your fucking 7-Eleven beard. It's fucking horrible. All right. Jimmy, when you were telling stories, did you have a hard time coming up with 3, or there's more?
Yeah.
It's hard to narrow down, right?
Oh, yeah. I had a couple more that involved Jeff in college, but they were going to be fairly lengthy and
all right.
maybe
another episode.
Yeah. Maybe incriminating.
We want to hear more about Jeff after he drove into the Walmart.
Where's Jeff live now?
Alva, Oklahoma.
Oh, they sent Jeff my way, but that's kind of a drive, Jeff, so you're off the hook. So, all right. Do they have a Walmart there?
Yes.
He's probably all happy to move there. He's good. He hasn't shopped at Walmart in decades. He's like, oh shit,
Had to move out of state, so you go to Walmart.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, of all places.
Right.
Yeah, Oklahoma's a wild one. So, well, what do you think, Jen? You got one in mind?
No. I'm going to have a terrible time with this one.
Really? Well, don't. We're gonna. I know you.
Yeah.
Because you like to hurt me.
Yeah.
All right.
This one is a little difficult, but I got to tell you, I was thoroughly entertained by all 3 of them.
I do have one in mind, though.
Do you?
A little bit.
I may have one in mind.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I may have 2 in mind.
Right.
No, I may have 3 in mind. Ooh.
Jimmy, when we try and decide who has to pick first, we rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
How do you rock, paper, scissors? Damn.
3-pumper. Yeah.
That's where the 3-pumper, 4-pumper comes in. Did you know there was 2 different ways to do it? Neither did I to this podcast. One day we just discovered that we were doing Adam and I were pumping it 4 different times. He's kicking my ass because I'm still, you know what I mean? He's still going and I'm hitting rock and it's a long story.
Well, men tend to be longer pumpers than women in the first place, so.
I mean, I'm looking for 4. So we're doing 3 because Jimmy's a 3-pumper. Ready?
Okay.
I'm kicking your ass.
You are? And you kicked my ass last time, too.
Yeah, you came back for a while there.
I'm sucking. My year was 2022.
It was 2022.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a good year for you. So, all right. We got 3 stories. We got Bronx and Beers, Fishing for Coyotes, and Mario Kart Walmart. What are you thinking?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Here's why I'm deciding on 2, and then I'm going to tell you the one I'm going to pick. The Bronx and Beers, you mentioned both a shotgun and a rifle. I've never been able to shoot a coyote with a shotgun. I've always had to use a long-range rifle. So that makes me skeptical about that one. But I've also never seen those super fast gas and oil go-karts sold in any Walmart across the United States. And I don't know if it used to be a thing. And then I keep thinking those are 2-stroke engines. 2-stroke. You don't have to go to the gas station. So for that reason right there, Mario Kart Walmart is my guess.
Really?
Yep.
That was a very intelligent answer, Jennifer. All right. So I think Fishing for Coyotes is a true story. He had a lot of passion. You could tell sometimes when people, and watch this be the one after I'm talking shit. Sometimes you have passion for a story, just how you tell it. You know what I mean? Because it's the cherished memory. It's something that you just comes off your tongue like that. Mario Kart Walmart, I think, also kind of a true story. I'd be sad if it's not. So,
I want to go do it.
Yeah, I want to see if Jeff should have been banned from Walmart if he's the old Waltons hate him. You know what I mean? Like he goes to the Bronco game, they're like, oh no, we've heard about Walmart. Stay out of here. You know. I'm going to go with Bronx and Beers. The simple fact is, it seems like it had detail in it, but it'd be the easiest one for him to make up. The other one seems like he had detail, and he just seems like he was more into the story. That's why I would pick that one. So I'm going to go with Bronx and Beers. You're going Mario Kart Walmart?
I am.
Don't flip that over quite yet. Before you do that, I do want to say thank you to the Brush Emporium. Thanks for giving us a place to have our podcast studio down here. They're very generous. It's been very cool. If you've not been to the Brush Emporium at 210 Clayton Street, what the hell are you waiting for? They have pizza, wings, pretzel sticks, pastas. You can get ice cream. You can get frozen yogurt. A lot of great things for family night. Come out for family night. They have a lot of seating out here. And, I mean, they have board games, a chess table up there. They have all kinds of cool stuff for the kids to do. Old school style, man. You know, old school. put the tablet at home. Bring the kids out how you used to do it, right? Also, if you kind of check out them on Facebook, they're doing a lot of stuff like trivias now. They're doing bingo. Yeah, they're doing bingo out here. So they're doing a lot of cool stuff during the week a lot, too. So
And we all need stuff to do out here that's
Sure.
fun like that. I love that they're starting to do some, just things, just any activity besides, going
Yeah.
to the bar or stealing go-karts at Walmart.
yes. Shooting coyotes with the
That's
Aquaman gun.
right.
Yes. So anyway, if you haven't checked them out, 210 Clayton Street, please come support them because if you enjoy the podcast, they support us. They've been so great about it. So thank you very much to the Brush Emporium. Also, if you are a fan of the podcast and you have listened to Jimmy's stories and you dug it, please, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is a little red dot. That's our subscribe button. Hit that. It's a small click for you, but it's a huge click for us. Right, Jennifer?
That's right. A huge click for mankind.
I like that better. So, all right. Now I got my horn done.
All right.
You're taking Mario Kart?
Mario Kart Walmart.
I'm taking Bronx and beers. Let's see that.
Dun, da, da, da.
Mario
Yes, I'm back in the
That's
game.
not true about that.
We only got one started, and he didn't make it very far before he crashed into a glass display case. And
Did it shatter it?
yeah,
Oh, shit.
yeah, he's left the sports or where the bikes were, came around and into the jewelry deal and slid right into the watch.
jewelry
Into
thing.
the jewelry
Yeah.
even. Heist.
Yep, slid into that, broke that.
So did you
And-
guys get busted and told to leave, or did you just jump off and escape on your own?
Yeah, I was just trying to get mine started, and somebody came over, and so I ran off. I never even got mine started. He got his started and left, and slid off into that. It didn't make it 100 feet.
And the whole
And-
employee ever caught up with you.
Yeah, he was chasing me, and I lost him. And Jeff hit that. I heard crash, boom, bang, and I heard him whistle. Let's go. And we beelined it out the door.
I gotta be honest. The crazy part about that is the jewelry. I mean, that's gonna make noise, right? It's middle of the night in Walmart. It's fairly quiet in there, right? And once that glass shatters and it's jewelry, watches, something
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be perceived as you're trying to rob them. You know what I mean?
that might be the highest dollar stuff in a Walmart. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
you know,
Other than the
other than the
they're-
guns.
Other than the thing they're driving. You know
And,
what I
yeah,
mean?
and the go-karts. They really sold those gas-powered go-karts in a Walmart.
They do different stuff at different Walmarts. They sell kayaks at our Walmart sometimes, you know?
It was in Kansas.
Well, I understand that, and I've been to Colby, Kansas before, so...
Really?
Oh, yeah, my niece used to play competitive girls softball.
Oh, really?
And she went to college in Lyman, so they were always up in Colby playing tournaments up there.
What college is in Lyman? Lyman, Colorado?
I'm sorry, Lamar.
Oh, Lamar.
Yeah,
I was like,
Lamar.
Lyman's got a
She
college.
started at Lamar, not Lyman. Further away, further away.
I went to Kansas once to go into Oklahoma, and I got to tell you, Kansas is it's pretty flat. You can watch your dog run away all day in Kansas. You know, it's pretty flat. So
A baby could pee up in the air 20 miles away, and you'd see that arc coming up.
fishing for coyotes, true story.
Yep.
Your boy never lives it down.
Oh, no.
That's fucking awesome. How much were you getting paid for the coyotes?
Oh, back then it was about $50 a coyote.
Oh, no shit.
So
Wow.
And is that with the farmer paying you and the pelt? Because right now,
No, that
a
was
pelt,
that
a
was with
pelt's
the pelt.
about $30 right now, right?
Oh,
30,
no,
35?
They ain't worth anything now.
Oh, they're not worth anything now.
No, not
How come?
anymore. I don't know. Just the fur market right after COVID crashed.
Really?
And a lot of the fur market buyers was Russia or Canada.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they haven't sent anybody over to buy any of the American furs anymore. So
Interesting.
That was interesting. That's wild. Bronx and beers. True story.
oh yeah,
Oh my gosh, how fun.
bunch of crazy cowboys.
And there's really an 18-hole golf course out there between two small towns.
Yeah.
Is it a nice golf?
Oh yeah, super nice.
You know, you wouldn't think that there'd be that large of a course out there
Yep.
in the middle of it all.
If you go out to Holyoke, Colorado, between Holyoke and Raid, Valley Neal's out there. And that's like a high-end golf course.
Really?
They have their own like jet course.
Somewhere in Nebraska, they have a dirt one.
Oh, really?
But like even in Yuma, the golf course there is you have to do 9 holes twice.
Yeah, well,
It's only 9.
But Valley Neal, I mean, you gotta have it's for
It's like going and playing Pebble Beach. It's the Pebble Beach.
It's high ballers, man. Yeah, they fly people in.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's nuts. Have you ever?
Yeah, I've been there.
They hunt out there, right? They do.
Yeah, they do some hunting out there. I was in a poker tournament out there one night.
Oh, really? I've never had the pleasure going out there. I was the Budweiser guy when they were building it, because they had like this huge brick house in Holyoke where they were bringing investors in, and they had this list of beers. They're like, can you get any of these beers? And I'm like, I've never even heard of any of those damn beers. You know, it was all high end shit. So it's hot shit out there, man.
Oh,
so yeah.
Do you golf? Do you golf?
Nope.
No.
I golf.
I golfed once or twice. I don't.
You have to have a cart, and you have to have booze, and you have to have weed. And golfing is so much fun.
I hated it.
Really?
So a good friend of mine passed away, and it was a tournament for him. It was up Mike Wheeler. And my buddy Alan, he brings me because I get shit-faced and I start doing this to everybody else. Like, I don't shut up. Thank God I'm the size I am, you know what I'm saying? Or someone to whip my ass, you know. But Alan thinks it's hilarious to get me shit-faced and just... I can't golf for shit. It's awful. It's fucking... I hate it, you know? Like...
I hear you. Most people either love it or hate it.
Well,
They're rarely in between.
At Pepsi, they took us golfing, and they're like, you should come. So I borrow Alan's golf clubs, and he's like, did you clean them off? I'm like, I just used the one. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, what do you mean? What do I mean? How many fucking clubs you need, you know?
I only found one. I used it.
I picked the one, you know what I'm saying? Wow, Larry. Wow, nothing. I did fuck your sport. It sucks.
Maybe that's why you sucked so bad at it.
Whatever. I don't want to be good at it. So, before you go, I do want to talk about rodeo some more.
Yes.
How did you ever get started with that?
My grandpa, that's what he did for a living.
Really?
Growing up. Him. Yeah, he rodeoed all across the U.S. and they traveled in a pickup with 2-horse trailer attached and with all the kids and.
Were you just thrown up onto these animals at a very young age?
Oh yeah, I was.
Wow.
I got pictures of me riding a pony when I was young.
Learning no fear.
Oh yeah,
right.
I had when I was growing up south town, I had a grandpa thought it'd be a great idea to buy me a pony. Well, ponies are mean animals.
They're terrible.
And
really,
Shetland or Welsh?
I can't remember. I was young enough.
They're nasty.
But I do remember that. Mom told us we could ride our pony as long as it was in the pen. We couldn't take him out of the pen. So we went out and riding pony. I had a friend with me. Well, this pony had lived at my grandpa's house for quite a few years. And he lives about 3 miles away. So that pony knew where home was. We took him out. That's probably the reason Mom told us not to take him out. Took him out of the house, or out of the pen, and was riding him around. And Buddy was on him at the time. Yeah. And he ran off. Well, Buddy fell off about a quarter mile down the road.
They go for a dead run back to home.
Yep.
I had a pony growing up too. It was not pleasant.
Back the old rotary phone and the party line. Grandpa got on the party line and called back over there and asked Mom if the kids were all right. And she goes, "Why? What do you mean?" I went back over there with the garden hose, hosing him down, getting all the road rash out of his arm and his shoulder. Yeah. She comes into the shop. "What are you doing?" "Grandpa wants to know why you guys are all right. Where's your horse at?" "Well, I don't know." "Well, how'd he get out of the pen?" "I don't know. He must have opened the gate."
He grew thumbs. It was the craziest shit. Yeah. That's crazy, man. So I gotta be honest. I respect the rodeo thing because it's dangerous as shit, right? I mean, there's a good potential. You paralyze yourself.
Oh yeah, I don't know how many. I can't count the number of sets of stitches I've had.
Really? Well, broken and then
bones.
Oh. Sore back.
Yep.
Bad knees. Something. If one of those falls on you, I mean that's.
Listen, I'm not. Brush has got the rodeo every year, and growing up you go. You know what I mean? And as I got older, and when you're younger, I'm drinking beer wherever with I can, you know. But when you're older, you watch the rodeo, you know, even if you're not a farm kid like I was. And I can't tell you how many times I've cringed watching a rodeo. Just like, you know, I mean, it takes some nuts, man, to do that, you know.
And the bulls. Now I have to ask, and it's kind of a silly question, but are the horses as scared of the clowns as the bulls are?
I don't know.
Because, you know, you always see clowns out trying to round up the bulls after somebody falls off. But I've never noticed it at a rodeo with the horses. You fall off of a horse, there ain't clowns out there. There's
Right.
helpers.
Well, 90% of the time, the horses aren't going to go after the cowboy. The bullfighters are out there to keep the bull from running over the cowboy when he's on the ground.
Okay.
That's what they're just to protect the cowboy.
Yeah, the
Fascinating, because the bull's going to be more aggressive and the horse is just going to run off.
Yeah.
Okay.
The bull's going to gore you. That's what's going to.
You bet they are.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that Jackass episode where they're doing with the teeter totters and shit?
Yep.
No, thank you, man. Have you ever been hit like that by a bull?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Gored by one of their horns?
Just chucked you in the air.
Yeah. Had one time there. I got hung up to him. My hand was still on the rope. Got hung up for a couple of jumps, and he hooked me. Reached back and hooked me. Well, it stuck inside. I wore a vest. Always wore a vest.
Yeah.
Well, it went inside my vest. It didn't hurt me.
Between you and the vest.
Yeah, it went in between me and the vest. And then, because he kept hooking me, and it hurt every time he hit me. But once he stuck it in there, I was tight to his horn. It didn't hurt no more, so I relaxed. My hand came out of the rope.
Oh, wow.
But then he went like that, and I ended up over the fence from you to me from the back of the ambulance.
Oh, my goodness.
I got Del Cowan down there looking at me like, "Are you all right?" Like, yeah, let me catch my air. I'm all right.
Should we start the engine, or?
You just going to want to crawl in here? No, I'm okay.
Have you ever had to take an ambulance ride after?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And are you done riding wild, crazy animals now?
Yeah.
When his daughter was
Well,
born,
Yeah, I was gonna say he's 7, but sometimes you can't help but want to go back to it. I mean,
my ranch horse I ride every day at the ranch.
Right, but not like this.
He scares me. He's the most athletic horse I've ever been on, and he can buck me off any chance he gets.
Right.
And
is he gun trained?
Yes, yes, he is. He is gun broke. You can shoot off of him.
I never heard that before, so.
No.
I love these podcasts when I get to learn shit, man. I genuinely do, man. It's a lot of people came on, Jimmy, that even like the last one we talked about Kim from the Philippines. I mean,
we learned so much about Filipino culture.
Yeah. What's the name of that restaurant?
Jollibee.
Jollibee. Okay.
Jollibee fried chicken.
You ever heard of it? Boy, the way he talked about it was like, we should go now.
Yeah, it's the come all be all. And he also did mention that if you want to, it's very popular over there, but there is one in San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah. So, road trip. Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for having me.
Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you came down, man. It was cool to finally meet Jimmy from the email. So
that's right. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, man. So thank you for coming on, my man.
All right. Thank you.
I'm Moose Lundstrom.
I'm Jenny Knapp, Generous.
We'll catch you next time. Peace.